So a lot of times we talk about degen plays here in the DeFi space, but this is not that. This is not a degen play. This is a real world company with an amazing CEO who's actually been in the healthcare world over in East Asia. He's proven his business model. He's just raising funds to go acquire hospitals, general practices, all that. He's combining healthcare with crypto, and he's inviting Web 3.0 guys like us to be a part of it. He could have went the VC route, but he's not. So they have a pre-sale happening July 24th. I've already had him on the channel, and we have a huge announcement. A huge YouTuber is literally going over to Malaysia where he's at. Why would he do that? Because it's a legit real world business, and I'm super excited about this. This is why DeFi exists, is to connect us over here in little America, where we think we're the center of the world, but we're not, with amazing business opportunities happening around the world. Do you guys not know healthcare is a huge, huge sector? There's a lot of money that you can be made, and if you're not an accredited investor in the States, you don't get access to these opportunities. So I'm just super proud of this interview. I'm excited to bring this project to you guys. Make sure you watch the whole thing. There's a giveaway at the end of the video. $1,000, okay? Yeah, exactly. This is freaking incredible. The pre-sale's July 24th. I'm excited about it. Wait for this big announcement. It happens at the first part of this interview. Let's go right now to the interview, and we'll see you after the interview. All right, guys, we know that this is a crazy busy day on Wall Street. You got Tesla earnings, you got all this. So you're like, why are you doing a video on Kerc? And I'll tell you why. I am a long-term minded investor. I want to put my capital to work in businesses, in jockeys, and in horses that are going to win. And I honestly believe Kerc has the recipe for a major win. In fact, before you click off this video, we've got major breaking news announcements. It's why I'm bringing John back, because do you guys know a YouTuber by the name of James Pelton? John, tell me what the frick is happening with James Pelton and you guys literally this week. What's going on?
Yeah, so thank you for having me again on the channel. So James has finally agreed, in a sense, to come down to Malaysia for a short 3-day trip. It's definitely not going to be an easy trip for him, because per way is going to be like nearly 30 hours for him to fly. So he's flying down and reaching by the 25th. We're basically just going to show him what we're all about, what we're doing, the past performances of what we have done before, and to why we say that we can do what we can do, and also to basically show him this company structure that's going to be coming up, some of the assets that my company owns, and as well as the whole landscape of how Malaysian healthcare is, and basically just to show him how this whole project can work and will work, and also for him to basically show it to everyone else as well.
Guys, that's crazy. James is going to get on a flight, takes 25 plus hours to get there, 25 plus hours back. That's no joke. Why would he do that? And I just think, like, James heard about it. I heard about it. And you might hate James Pelton. Maybe you love him. Maybe you hate me. Who cares? This is my point, John. You don't have to like somebody in order to make money with them. So with that said, that's a huge announcement. Congrats on that partnership or whatever you guys are doing. And you also have a whitelist for your Kerc token we need to talk about. But before we get into all that, what the frick is Kerc? Okay, we brought you on the channel. This is your Discord. By the way, guys, join their Discord. We're going to do a giveaway if you stick around to the end of this video, which is going to be freaking phenomenal. I'm talking a huge giveaway, but we're not going to tell you right now. We're going to hold off to the end of the video. So, John, what is this? Kerc.io. You guys are in the middle of raising capital for your basic business. It's a healthcare company. I liked in your Discord, you basically had this little video that says, welcome to Kerc, where healthcare meets crypto. What do you mean by that? What's going on? What do you guys do?
Yeah, so just to re-summarize again, if those who haven't watched the first video, Kerc is basically a project that's looking to acquire real-world assets with the funds raised from cryptocurrency. And basically, we're going to return all of that revenue back all to investors as a whole. So what that means is that every fund that is fund dollar that's going to be raised is going to go back into acquiring real world assets, and these are assets that are mainly predominantly GPs, pharmaceutical companies, and as well as small time hospitals. And we're going to push 80% back of those revenues all the way back to all our
So
investors.
you're going to go buy mini hospitals, mini general practitioner offices. That's what you're doing with our crypto?
Yes, and with that set in mind, there's also natural progression in terms of how we are going to introduce disruption into the whole healthcare market
Okay.
with cryptocurrency.
So let's talk about that. So I already am excited because there's a lot of money in the healthcare space, and it sounds like you're starting in East Asia, Malaysia. You familiar with these markets? Have you done this before? Because healthcare is like you got to be HIPAA compliant here in the States, regulations. So you can't be a newbie to do what you're about to do. So what's your background, and why are you the guy to carry this mission forward?
Yeah, so we have done this before with our own private company. We were given the opportunity during the whole COVID season to manage some healthcare assets, and we managed to turn around those in a very good profit range. So right now we're redoing this whole thing again and restarting it. Instead of basically fundraising with the VCs and PEs, we're opening it up to the whole crypto space because we see the disruption and the use cases for smart contracts in healthcare and in general. So what that means is that when you start talking about putting your health data in smart contracts, you start talking about using smart contracts to optimize a lot of things in healthcare. These are things that are great and definitely doable this time of season. But the problem is that to reintroduce this whole new ecosystem and world to doctors and to an industry that is as old as time, and they are not interested in sort of like pushing this new, I would say, revolution forward, because a lot of assets still run on pen and paper. They are not interested in changing what works at the end of the day. They always say don't change how the wheel works, but what we are looking at is, hey, you can always add rubber tires to a wheel, you can add suspensions, and you get a better enjoyable ride all in all. And they do need to move with the times. So definitely disruption in terms of introducing new technologies to the healthcare space is easier when you own the assets, because it's just direct to your consumers. So we own our consumers. We basically control the doctors as well. It's easy to start pushing this as a forward. And as we grow, that is a natural progression to also start introducing this to other hospitals and other facilities as well.
Yeah, so you're acquiring these facilities. They come with the teams, the doctors, all that. You've done this before. You did it during COVID, and you showed a big profit. So your ideas in your brain are starting to turn, going, I should scale this up and go beyond just outside of the COVID pandemic. Let's make a huge business of this because you saw the earnings potential. Then you're like, well, I got to go raise funds because I can't just go acquire properties with my own checking account money. So you go to Web 3.0, you figure out, okay, we'll raise capital via crypto so that it's worldwide. And here you are with different little YouTubers trying to get word out. And guys like me who are kind of sick of the rug plays, we're interested in investing in this long term. So help me understand, you have a strategy where you basically acquire these assets, then you implement some kind of software where the health records, everything are stored on the blockchain, which makes sense. So that's ripe for disruption. But where does this Kerc token come into play? Because let's say I come in as an investor, you are rewarding me with these Kerc tokens, correct? And the Kerc tokens, they represent the profits of your business. Or can you explain, why do people want to own Kerc token? Because I don't want to own just random coins in my wallet. They have to be attached to real world utility. So explain how Kerc token, you're going to want to have some of these in your wallet in the future. Why?
Yes, for sure. So Kerc is basically your token to our whole project as a whole, because there's two main utilizations of where we see it. One is basically ownership in terms of part of the project where we will be distributing out profits. So when we talk about that, is what it means is that when you acquire Kerc tokens and when you stake it, you are guaranteed a 1.5% fixed return on your investment in USDC, not in Kerc tokens. This Kerc is not a deflationary, it's a deflationary token. It's not an inflationary token. There's only going to be 500 million of Kerc tokens available, not being able to mint anymore. So what you're going to get from that by staking with us is a 1.5% fix paid out to you in USDC plus profit participation. So what that means is that because as clinics are traditional business and healthcare assets and pharmaceuticals are traditional businesses, it will take time to start scaling them when we start acquiring them and turnkeying them, because a lot of assets, especially when you go through the mergers and acquisition process, there's going to be a lot of skeletons in the closet. There's going to be a lot of issues that you're going to face, and a lot of optimization as well involved, because these are businesses that are normally personally run in a sense, because GPs and general practitioners are not assets that are normally run in the groups most often than not. So these are the assets that are undervalued in terms of why we're looking to acquire them. So we're looking at around 3 to 5% if the clinics are not optimized, but through our experience, we have managed to turnkey them into the 6 to 12% month-on-month return. So what that means is that we're going to push all of that profit, 80% of that, back into the investors. 20% we're going to basically use as business, we would say a rainy day fund, because things break down in terms of when you have assets. You need to have basically a war chest to basically deal with issues. So 80% of those profits go directly back to investors. And the second utilization for the token, before we jump too far ahead with the funds part, is that eventually Kerc will be able to be used as a currency. This is what we foresee in the future. So within all our clinic chains and within all our assets, our pharmaceutical companies, we will be able to let all our users acquire their services or their products using Kerc. So we're going to try to make this the whole utilization as seamless as possible.
Yeah,
we spoke,
but that's more like secondary to, because people are still going to want to pay in the local currency for their healthcare. But if you're giving them Kerc as an option to pay in, that's cool too, right?
Yes, so definitely it's easy for us to start giving benefits to them, paying with Kerc rather than their local currency. It's as simple as when they're checking out, they say, hey, you want to pay in your fiat or you want to pay in Kerc? If you pay in Kerc, you get a discount or you get extra points or services and stuff like that.
And Kerc will sort of be like a logo out front that's like powered by Kerc, or a Kerc facility. And you're trying to build this big brand. And people are going to like the brand because they're going to be like, cool, my health records are on blockchain, everything's secure, fully transparent. These practices are in the up and up. They're not some shady, doctor that doesn't have his degree or whatever. Like, you're acquiring great companies, facilities, you know what to look for. And so, like, what's the upside? Because everybody's like, well, what's the APY? If I donate $1,000, when will I become Lambo rich? When can I put the down payment on the Lambo? So how do you answer that, John, when investors are like, how much can we make? I mean, you got James Pelton flying across the world to come see you. You got me, your second time on the channel. I haven't made anything off you. I just love, like, you're giving, instead of going the traditional route to a VC, it's cool. Like Web3, this is the whole point of DeFi, guys. It's not to go make 5% a day and then get rug pulled on day 15. Like, this is it. And these are real world companies led by honest guys like John that have done this stuff before. So yeah, can you speak to that?
Yeah, for sure. So what we're essentially trying to do is basically return those in funds to the investors that we've raised in a sustainable way. So the reason why we have created this tokenomic system is we wanted to focus on utility first and revenue first, rather than like what you said, the 5% per day, the 2% per day. Those are completely, we all know as of now, it's completely unsustainable. So we want to get you to that 6 to 12% month on month, as we said. Our rewards are paid out monthly. So what we are doing in this pre-sale coming up,
the rewards are going to be paid out monthly in USDC?
Yes, so the rewards are paid out monthly in USDC.
Based on the profit of all of your businesses, correct?
Based on the profit of your investment size. So what that means is, let's just say if you put in $1,000, you will get 3 to whatever percent in terms of the higher tier end of what we are looking at. So 1.5% is fixed. What we do know the assets can perform is 3% month on month. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to scale you up on that sort of that roadmap and that journey, I would say. And it obviously, like we said before, it takes time for you to sort of get towards that level. So What we're doing only on the pre-sale that's starting on the 24th is that we are going to reward the stakers
24.
for 12 months.
Wait, what's this? Wait, so pre-sale is July 24th. Today's the 19th. We're posting this video. I'm writing this down. What did you just say?
So the pre-sale is happening on the 24th, and it's going to last for a week. And if you buy in during the pre-sale and you stake for 12 months, you will get the maximum APY that would be up to 250+%. In that sense, your token holdings by the end of the whole staking period will be 350+% APY. So that means is that if you invested $1,000, you will essentially, your Kerc holdings will be 3,500 plus at the end of the year, and you will be essentially making 1.5% fixed on that. So your 1.5% now essentially is 3% fixed. And
3% per month fixed?
Yes, because
Yeah,
now your token holdings is basically multiplied by 3 times.
So guys, again, you're going to be like, 3% a month. I'm making 30% with this crap play. Well, again, you should be comparing this to like investing in your local bank and asking, do you have something that would give me 3% a month? They'll laugh you out. This is a real company. Like, this is what VCs would be like, whoa, that's amazing. But you're saying that's minimum. So basically it equates to 3% a month times 12. We're at 36% a year on your money. That's phenomenal. But you're saying that's minimum. You don't believe it's going to be minimum. You believe you're going to crush that projection. Why? Give the person who's like, I'm willing to go in either 1,000 or 5,000. Why should they put 5,000 in? I think you guys are going to end up raising millions in this. But I'm just curious, like, because there is no like potential, like you're not capping it at like, okay, after $2 million we're done, because the more money you'll just go acquire more assets, right?
So we are capping it, sadly. We are capping it
okay.
for the pre-sale. We are capping it at 2.5 million.
Well, I understand the pre-sale because you don't want to give everybody the sweet deal. But what are you capping the pre-sale off at?
The pre-sale is 2.5 million, and the hard sale that we will be doing is 5.5.
Okay. So you got the first $2.5 million that comes in, and this starts July 24th.
Correct.
They get minimum 3% basically per month for the next 12 months on that capital.
No, so they get 1.5% fixed with profit participation, but we do know we can guarantee at least another 1.5% to about 3-4% on the profit participation. So definitely we need to be aware of the circumstances of what we are doing as well.
Right.
Because as we acquire more assets, we raise more, definitely the profit participation can jump. But what we do know
to compound.
Things starts to compound, because when you talk about assets in terms of primary care assets, the magic is in the volume. What that means is that because when you go into a general practitioner, you're not going for surgeries, you're not going for anything major.
Right.
You're going for your pain medication, your diarrhea medication, your simple ultrasound, flu, cough, and basically consumables.
Erectile dysfunction.
Maybe. So
you got to get that blue pill. I don't know anything about that. I'm too young, but one day I'll be popping the blue pills.
So basically you're going to your GPs for these kind of things, and these kind of things start scaling in terms of when you have a lot more orders, because now you can go to the retailers and say, hey, look, I'm buying in bulk. I get a better rate. I get a better discount.
So your margins get better. Yeah, it's the whole Tesla effect. Everything's vertically integrated. That's why they're able to cut their prices. And what they're doing is they're undercutting all of legacy auto. Legacy can't make profit on their EVs. Every time they sell an EV, they're actually losing money. Tesla keeps undercutting them, and they're gonna eat up the market share, in my opinion. So that's what you're gonna be doing as well. This is a volume play. Starting in Malaysia. You're going to branch this thing out as you see fit from there. What is the potential upside? So we talked about the minimum being about 3% a month, and then you mentioned that kind is like the floor. Is there a ceiling? Is there a cap on how much you can make per month with this? Like a year down the road, 2 years down the road?
Yeah, for sure.
You're
Because
not planning on this being a year-long thing, right? Like this is
no,
like
this is a long-term play.
like this is store your money here. It's better than your bank account. And John, through smart contracts, is going to reward you. Then you take those rewards and you offload it to your bank account, and you go to McDonald's and to the mall and use that cash the smart way, because people that aren't in crypto, they don't even know about these opportunities. Sorry, I got off on
Yes.
a tangent there, but like, what is this? We know what the floor is. What's that ceiling? Because people are going 3% a month. It's cool, just not for me. Or I'll give you $1,000, but you're not getting 5,000.
Yeah, so what we have experienced before in terms of what we managed before is that we can go up to 60 to 80% APY on our performance of our investments. So what this means is that because how severely undervalued the assets, primary care assets is, we are able to ROI some assets within 6 months to maybe even 8 months in a sense. And what that translates to in revenue is that sometimes in certain months you can see up to 20% APY, sorry, not APY, 20% return of your investment, basically in ROI. And obviously, as any traditional business goes, there's going to be ebbs and flow in terms of that, because you're going to have good seasons, you're going to have bad seasons. And sometimes, for example, we will most often experience is on holiday season, because primary care is not emergency. If you have a pain when you're on holiday, or if it's an off day, you're going to pull it off to the next day. You're not going to rush in to see your local doctor for something small. So during holiday seasons and summer breaks and stuff like that, this is when you start seeing a smaller dip in terms of the revenue, because less people come in. But obviously, if there's flu seasons, those are really, really good months.
Right. John's like, bring another pandemic. No. Okay, so let's talk about, we're doing a giveaway. So guys, right now, check this off the list because it's part of the giveaway. You got to like and subscribe to the channel. So do that now. 3, 2, 1, boom. Thank you. The other thing is you got to record a default microphone.
Oops, your streaming is off.
Can you see me now? Are you good?
Yeah, I can see you now.
Sorry about that. So the second thing is you have to join the Discord, which is where all the communication is taking place. And like we said, July 24th is where that pre-sale you're going to get access to. So they come here, they click the link, they get taken here. What do they do here at Discord? Step 1 from here is to go to the check mark to verify. So I just click that. What else do I got to do?
You got to go to the verify. The check mark is the verify. I think that's the common misunderstanding from people there. So you got to go to the verify channel.
Okay, go to verify.
Scroll down. Oh, there we go. It's on top.
Click here.
Boom, there you go.
And now I'm in. And then this is where the announcements are, right?
Yes, sir.
Look at this guy. He's a doctor. I love it. Awesome. I'll put a fire emoji on that. Okay. And then where can they go? Because you're going to say, if you say, well, what is the giveaway?
So we're giving out $1,000 worth of Kerc to 2 people. So that's 500 worth of Kerc each. And all you need to do, like you said, is like and subscribe his video, come to our Discord channel and say Fat Farm sent you. And what we're going to do is then we're going to run a raffle, and basically the winner of the raffle, obviously you like and subscribe the channel, and you will win. Basically, that's it.
Awesome. So they go in there, say Fud Farm sent me. And what is the raffle? What do they win? It cut off there.
Oh, so each person is going to win 500 worth of Kerc. We are giving away $1,000 worth of Kerc.
Guys,
so
that's freaking a lot of money. Make sure you like, subscribe, go to Discord. You're an idiot not to. You're going to be seeing James Pelton talk about this. I'm going to keep talking about this. We're all going to talk about Kerc. So I really do hope that, John, you execute, you take this capital, you put it to work. And this is something you're going to be around for a while. This isn't a get in and we'll see John takes off and I'm out. Peace. He's fully doxxed. James Pelton's going to know exactly where he lives. You're going to show him around and document the whole thing, right?
Yes, for sure. We're gonna also have a live AMA with him on the ground as well, after his little tour. So if you have any questions as well, definitely store them up, pile them up. We'll answer them live.
Yeah, there's a million things going on in your life, guys. That's why just joining the Discord so you get alerted when they do go live, when there's new information, and put in your phone July 24th, because the first couple $1 million we'll get access to that. So I'm looking forward to that. Thank you, John, for coming on the channel. Really, I'm excited about this project, and you giving us this opportunity to come alongside you. So thank you very much, man.
Thank you as well for having me on the channel again.
All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one.